Picture yourself out on a hot summer day with the family at the pool. Before you know it, one person looks to you and says, "I'm hungry." Next thing you know, you got a snowball effect and everybody's hungry. But you can't get everybody out of the pool and get out off-site and then come back. So what do? You have options. You can order delivery from a pizza place, but really for me, that's not going to fit my fancy on a hot summer day. For me, something more like a cold cut sub. But what kind of sub place delivers? Well, Subway, that throws you out. You don't deliver. I'm talking about a place called Jimmy John's. Started in Charleston, Illinois on January 13th, 1983 by Jimmy John Lataud, who was a college student at the time, operating his business solely from a $25,000 loan that was given to him from his father. Jimmy John took the time from his new business to to know his clientele, not only by the way they look, but by their names as well. But after operating out of the first Jimmy John store in Charleston, Illinois for over a year, and seeing the success he had, Jimmy John decided college was not for him and went to expand his Jimmy John's into a nationwide franchise. Although the history of Jimmy John's as a company is interesting in and of itself, it is not the reason why I'm here. Currently, I'm a managerial employee at Jimmy John's franchise store, and throughout my year there as a manager, there have been many good, bad, and straight-up ugly observations that I've made about the operations of the company. By highlighting and analyzing some observation about Jimmy John's that they should continue doing, start doing, and stop doing, my attempt is to hopefully inform you about the daily environment and what it is like to work at Jimmy John's, both good and bad. So what should Jimmy John's continue doing? After working in the kitchen for over 5 years that took many cooks on one line to perfect meals, the efficiency and simplicity of Jimmy John's kitchen is unmatched. The preparation that it takes to make their meals can be done by one person versus at Greyhound where it took 4 to 5. Also, it ensures that the quality of sandwiches are good and done in a freaky fast manner. Also, too, I want to talk about staffing. Jimmy John's does a phenomenal job with their staffing, having a manager there to prepare and deal with customer concerns and issues. They also have an in-shop employee as an assistant to the manager to help close the store. They also have one driver at night who takes all deliveries, and knowing that they take all deliveries, no one else will be giving their tips besides them, making them feel more inclined to help close the store. Having fewer people there makes it a lot easier for managers to keep track of what is going on in the store. So what should Jimmy John's start doing? When a customer comes into a restaurant as a guest, overall 85 to 90% of the customers at some point will have a remark or comment in regards to the cleanliness of the restaurant. It gives off a great first impression. And let's think of the golden rule. If you were a customer at your own store, would you want it to be clean as well? I think so. We do not have a set cleaning schedule, however, at Jimmy John's, which means that no one has any idea if something got cleaned yesterday or last week. By having a deep cleaning checklist, it will help managers delegate cleaning tasks for their employees and hold employees accountable for the tasks they must sign off before they leave at the end of the night. Also, too, another thing that I think Jimmy John's should start doing is expanding their delivery zone. There's a number of different subdivisions in the cities throughout the city of Northern Kentucky. If you consider expanding the delivery zone another half-mile to a mile radius in each direction and cater to a larger number of people, potentially it would turn more money into the store and more tips for the driver, which I see as a win-win. Plus, I feel that a zone expansion to that degree would not hurt the amount of time that a delivery driver spends on his runs. Now, what do I feel Jimmy John's should stop doing? I want to talk a little bit about the frustration of working with people that are significantly younger than you. The younger the people are that you work with, the more likely they are not to care about necessarily the job that gets done, but rather if their check will go through direct deposit every 2 weeks. It is hard to keep a young person motivated to work when they are simply there for a paycheck. For this reason, I think Jimmy John's needs to do a better job of hiring better quality workers, which all starts with making the hiring process a little more detailed in order to get a gauge on the person's personality. It is always nicer to address personality issues before the employee starts, not after. Rather than pulling the trigger and hiring people, we need to do more interviewing and test them, making them feel more comfortable in the work environment that they're thrown into. Also, too, another thing I think Jimmy John's should change is their slogan of freaky fast delivery. It puts more pressure on the driver and allows the customer to set a very relative standard. I mean, really, what is freaky fast anyway? 2 minutes? 5 minutes? 15 minutes suffice for some people? It's all relative to the individual. It also increases the dangers of a driver advocating him to drive faster, and does not create a safe work environment for the driver nor the manager, considering if the driver gets in a wreck, the manager must step up and be the new driver, leaving the in-shop in there by themselves. Overall, I am very pleased with the way that Jimmy John's franchise operates. By identifying through observations while working there the things that need to continue happening, start happening, and stop happening at Jimmy John's, I feel that management will really take the time to consider